we first did ferry to ferry, it was just like 3 or 4. 3 out here, and that was mostly ours. So pretty rad to see all these. I don't know, there's 40, I think there's 40 something.
50,000 in bikes right here.
Buy them all right now, dude. Make an offer for the whole package.
What?
Make an offer for the whole package. Just be like, everybody together.
Yeah, 5 grand.
You probably got that on you, right?
I'm pulling my black metal American Express.
Okay. I haven't seen that yellow out in the sun. It looks really good. I think this is, I don't know, we're probably like a half hour or something from the ferry still. Oh boy.
Such an Oregon thing.
Such an old guy thing.
You processed Nevada desert boys. Get out of here, dog.
Dude, don't do that again. I'll fucking put you like, dude, I think he almost knocked you out, right?
Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
You want that top?
Oh, there's no, where is it? Where is it? Alright guys, well I'm actually out here working on a tractor part for chainsaw mount, but I figured this would be a good time to show you guys the WR. I have the XR150 somewhere in the corner over there, and I love it. I've gone through everything, big bore kit, cam, clutch, carb, all that good stuff. It's a ton of fun. It's a really good bike. I have no regrets on it. It's awesome. However, we want to try new things. So this is WR to 125. It is a much more complicated, much more advanced bike than the XR. So I will say part of the appeal with the XR is the fact that it is such a basic, simple bike, where this thing is much more complicated. And I can already tell you, if you're going to work on the motor, it's going to be much more difficult to service this motor. So clutch and everything should be fine. But these are about $4 grand out the door. So they're about the same price as XR, and you're getting a much more advanced bike. Liquid cooled, 125cc, and this has variable cam timing. For all you guys that aren't familiar with that, it's the cam timing is going to adjust based on your RPM and probably throttle input. It makes more horsepower than the XR, obviously because of that. That's gonna give you more bottom end and more top end. I think it revs to like 12,000 RPM. I have 1 mile on this bike. So just picked it up. And when I went down to get a tractor, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring one of these bad boys home. Suspension is really nice. It has the link or whatever in the back where the XR doesn't, so you get way better rear suspension. What I always noticed with the XR, the suspension in the rear was pretty bad. It bottomed out and then it felt stiff. It just didn't work that great. That being said, the bike is great for what it is. I love my XR, but it's time to move on. Right off the bat, one of the coolest things, you get rear disc, which is nice, front disc, which is nice, and the suspension feels a lot better. The seat is totally different. The XR is much wider and fatter. So if you're like, I mean, again, pros and cons. XR, I think, is more comfortable for long rides. This is a much more slender, hard seat. It's got this really cool finish to it, which I dig. But just overall, you can tell like this feels more like a. This is feels more like a small CRF 250 kind of feel to it. Feels more dirt bikey, where the XR is definitely something that's like more Uber Eats right around the city, and more of a tractor. So I would take the XR, throw a rack on it, and haul like firewood and stuff. This you could do that with, but you don't have a rack on it. It's nice the XR already kind of has that, or it's kind of better suited for that. So yeah, you've got this big thing hanging down here that looks like it's gonna be pretty difficult to get rid of, but we'll address that. I'll show you guys instrument cluster. So there is a big bore kit that takes you to a 180, and it's Italian made, and apparently they make like 22 or some odd horse. So it should rip and make a lot of power up high. It's technically not listed for this bike. It's listed for a different bike, but this bike was made and sold overseas. I think Paul, don't quote me on this, I think he said like 2009. So this was made a long time ago, and there are a lot of parts for it. I'll show you guys the cluster, what it looks like, which is really nice compared to the XR. And then you get a fuel gauge, which is nice too. And just kind of give you a closer look at it, and then we'll take it for a spin. Bird pooped on it the other day. But as you can see, there is a lot going on with this motor. Looks like you got, I think that's a coolant reservoir there. That's probably an evap thing. You've got your spark plug. That's, I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot going on here. That looks like a solenoid for the cam timing, your throttle body. So again, there's a lot. Boy, that was just like loose. It's really loose. Look at that. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot going on here. It's pretty tight. It's compact. You got your little baby radiator here. Yeah, so that's kind of the first thing that I saw is just how much more difficult this bike. If you want to do big bore kit, it's going to be a good amount more work to do. But overall, everything looks really nice. You got these tiny little pegs, which is super common on these bikes. You have, I haven't even opened this up yet. Let's see. Take the key here. I'll show you guys a cluster. Actually, this is "Hey Bro" at the bottom. I swear. Hold on. Let's see what it says. Hi, bro. I don't know what that means, but yeah, super nice gauge. I think it has an app as well, but it's cool. You've got your fuel, which is nice because obviously, you know, a lot of bikes you don't have. A lot of bikes you spend a ton of money on, you don't have fuel. Some bikes are $8,000-$9,000, you don't have fuel. So nice cluster there. Yeah, like a daytime running light there and a headlight, of course. All right, so this cover, you got a looks like a rubber tab in the back, and then it goes forward and it comes off. So not really as much room as I was thinking. I don't know what that guy is there. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's not the ECU. I know that. And then you got a little toolkit. So you do have some extra room in there. You can throw a couple wrenches. I wouldn't say it's huge by any means. You're not gonna fit your 40-ounce Old English in there, but there is some room, so it's something. So a set of pro tapers would be nice on this. Yeah, but first thing is I'm thinking we'll do is a pipe. We'll check to see if the tuner works. And I think we'll probably do a big bore kit. Part of me is like, it's nice the way it is, but it is pretty slow. Like I said, it's gonna run like a, not quite like a 222cc XR. They're pretty rowdy, honestly. When we have the big bore kits on the XR, they rip. A lot of my buddies are really surprised. It runs like an XR that's cranked up just a little bit. So I do think Yamaha kind of did a good job with this for $4,000 out the door. And they're available this color, and then available all black. So yeah, you guys have a walk around, you see what they look like. Ergonomics are really nice. It's nice and narrow. Some bikes are really fat. I will say I believe the XR is going to be more comfortable. But overall, everything feels higher quality, in my opinion, than the XR. So this is made overseas too. I think it's Indonesia or something. Where is it? Back here somewhere. Yeah, I can't quite tell, but I saw it. There it is. Indonesia. I was right. Okay. So yeah, I had a lot of people complain about these bikes are, you know, none of this stuff is made in Japan anymore, guys, or where a lot of these bikes used to be made. They're not. It's Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Mexico, China. So get used to it. You want to spend $4,000, you're not going to get a bike that's made, you know, in the same factory. I'm hoping that the, you know, $10,000, $12,000 dirt bikes are also not made in Indonesia, but I don't know. So yeah, but overall, it's, I mean, even stuff like that, like, it's not a big deal, but it's just, they did definitely put nice little touches on things. These are a soft mount here, but $4,000, I mean, that's a lot of bike for $4,000. So take her for a spin, see how she does. Are you ready to, what? You did a little hill? Do it again, let's see. We need to make a little tabletop here. Paul's Mr. Off-Roader. Yeah, you're ready. You're ready to start learning how to ride dirt bikes. Oh, he's a trials rider now. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, here we go. Paul's first time on a dirt bike. Yeah, okay. He's approaching the corner here. Yep. Oh, here we go. Okay. Right in the back of John's car.
Power-wise, it is underwhelming.
I told you.
I am surprisingly underwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 125 four-stroke, right?
It does have a VTEC light.
It does?
A VTEC indicator. Once it hits like 75, it doesn't even feel. The thing is, that's like a lot of RPM, and it doesn't
feel like it.
It doesn't even sound like it's spinning that fast.
It feels good though, the bike itself, good. Right?
It's extreme. It's extremely linear.
Yes.
I like that. However, the linear with the low displacement just makes it very, very, very underwhelming.
Is the one? Do you know if the WR125 have variable cam timing too?
Yes.
Because if so, if they have a tuner, then they could probably tweak that cam timing. It's when it kicks in as well.
It's not. I don't believe it is electronic.
There's a solenoid on the side of that.
It's solenoid that you probably could. I don't know if that would necessarily help though.
Well, if it kicked in earlier, or like it could be tweaked one way or another, because I think they do that to give you more bottom end and then more top end, right?
Okay.
Like two cam profiles, kind of.
Yeah, so I think the KLX has the best power of the three.
Well,
this has the best. This handles the best for sure, and the seat. I like the seat too.
Well, I mean, what was the horsepower on that Athena kit on the 1.8? It was like 20 something, right?
22.
Should we just do that? Just right out of the gate?
The stump.
There's not enough room.
Yeah, there is. You got that. No, from the back.
Like this way?
No, the other way. Like come up it.
I bet it'll crawl right over it. You probably don't even have to really jump in.
Oh, you're not gonna. It won't. I don't think it'll hit.
It's gonna be close.
That what are you talking about?
No. Not.
Right there.
You gotta unload the suspension as you go over it.
Just push the unload button.
No, you just get off it.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take you for a little spin on the WR. After talking about some stuff, we do have access to Big Bore Kits cams. We're gonna get an exhaust made. We're gonna do rear rack for the back. We're gonna do a skid plate, probably a lowering link, because the lowering links are like $250 shipped, and they shouldn't be that much money because they're all coming from overseas. Maybe some fork guards, maybe some levers. Overall, kind of, I guess, the more time I spend with it, the better I feel about it. You're definitely getting way more for your money than the XR. Yeah, I mean, you have a fan, you have a full, liquid cooled system. It's going to stay cooler. In theory, should be better longevity as well. The XRs are great, but I've seen a lot of stock cylinders blowing up, a lot of valves being dropped. They're I hate to say that because they are good bikes, and I think they're great for what they are. However, this is definitely a lot more for your money, in my opinion. It's much more advanced. Having a link shock is really good. I noticed with me is this shock felt, the XR shock felt soft, too soft, and then when it was loaded, it felt too firm. It beat the life out of me. I took it to Moab, and it beat the life out of me. It wasn't really meant for that, but it beat the life out of me where I feel like this would do better.
So Paul went for a ride. He said it was incredibly underwhelming, which makes sense. It's a 125. I have some property in my house. I want to take it there and rip it around a little bit. But so we'll get some woods riding in and spend some more time with this bike. I have to say, that first gear, I mean, the fact that it lugs like that for 125 is pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, it's mean, it's faster than a Grom. That's not bad. It's really smooth, like Paul was saying. It's linear. The suspension, I'm already in 6th gear. Wow, okay. Suspension feels really good. I mean, it's smooth. Definitely feels like lackluster. I don't know. I mean, it's a 125. What's to be expected? I kind of want to see where it likes to be as far as speed goes. It feels restricted, I guess. It feels like it's more corked up than it should be. It's really easy to ride. I don't know, it kind of feels like it doesn't feel like you're pushing it to do what it's doing. Man, I want a bridge like that on my house. Huh. Yeah, you gotta get into it a little bit more. Let's see how she does here. Yeah, so one thing I noticed with the XR is a few times I could not make it up hills because it just did not have enough low end. See how this does. Oh yeah, this feels like I'm gonna get in trouble here. This feels like it has somehow, I'm guessing the cam timing, but I'm not like, see if I can just start here and go up here. See how this does in 1st gear. Oh yeah, I mean that's what it's all about is when you have bikes like this and you start at like the bottom of a hill and you just don't have enough power to get to the top. This has no problem. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this bike. I first got it, I thought I wasn't gonna buy it. I went down to get a tractor for my property and thought, you know what, I've been talking about these bikes. Wasn't really sure about it, and I just bought it because we have to keep progressing and keep moving. We did everything for the XR. Let's see here. Let's see if there's some true acceleration. Ready? That's 11,550 miles an hour. Ooh, I'm gonna go down there. Y'all are gonna see Brandon get arrested today. It's not fast. It's not a fast bike by any means, but it feels great. Oh, wow. Oh, maybe I found the spot. I will take a break here. We won't. We will. We won't. No, we are not going to. We're not taking a break here, apparently. Maybe a pine cone will suffice. Yeah, there we go. Well, she smells warm. All right, so quick little ride. Found a spot by the river. I'm sure I'm not supposed to be here, but whatever. It's awesome, honestly. I'm amped. I do think that this thing with the Athena kit would be, or Athena or Melosi kit would take it just over that level as far as being that much more fun. That being said, I don't think it's necessary to make it fun. Where the XR, in order to make that bike fun, in my opinion, you needed that big bore kit and cam and whatnot. I don't think you need it with this. It would be helpful and it would be more enjoyable, but the suspension makes up for it. The motor's really smooth. It winds out. It's really linear. I like having a gas gauge. I like having a tach. that stuff is nice to have, and I have a feeling this is going to get killer economy. My XR, when I did, it was totally stock, and when I was doing 55, 60 miles an hour on the highway, I think I was getting 40 miles to the gallon. So it was not very, they say you get a certain amount. I think if you're doing 35, 40, but doing what I was doing, I was getting like 35, 40 miles a gallon. It was really pretty bad for what it was. So wide open, carbureted, not great, where I feel like this is going to be better. So I'll go for rip back to the shop. Overall, honestly, this thing is pretty cool. Looking forward to getting some more parts for it. It does need a skid plate. You're pretty exposed there on the bottom. So it has this little, like, this guy here, which I'd like to get rid of. That looks like I'm guessing it's an evap or charcoal canister of some sort. So that would be nice to go away. At least relocate it, because that to me is the first thing that's going to get broken. Relocation bracket or a kit to tuck it up higher, or get rid of it completely, one or the other. That is skid plate. And you know, yeah. So yeah, we'll take it back to the shop. I'll kind of do another once over on it, and then we'll just keep you guys in the loop on parts. But be sure to comment below, you know, what questions you have or what you'd like to see, because we'll keep making videos on this bike. We have ones on the XR and the KLX 230. KLX 230 is a totally separate bike, but this bike would be really cool. This is like a good bike for anybody to keep on. You know, if you want to take somebody out dirt bike riding, they've never been riding, this bike would be great. You want to have a spare bike at the beach or whatever, or a bike for your bike to ride, or your wife to ride, or whatever. This would be really good because it's really easy and it's really forgiving, and it's $4,000 brand new. Like, I don't think you could even get a Grom or a new Monkey for $4,000. The Daxes are like 5,000 out the door. So like, you're getting so much more bike than a lot of other bikes for the money. I think that's where this thing really shines. Nice about these these little bikes is you just rock it back and forth. I mean, I could get down there. I mean, you could just take this thing through anything. Just so easy to ride. I'm actually incredibly impressed with how much, oh, as I kill it, I'm impressed with how much bottom end it does actually have for being a 125. I mean, it's a tiny little motor, right? It rips pretty good. Suspension feels great. Yeah, I could ride this thing all day, all day. The XR is kind of its own thing. The best way I explain it is like the XR feels more like a, you know, 70s manual Chevy pickup with roll-up windows, right? It is great in its own way, and this feels like something that's, you know, more comfortable, better suspension, smoother, and your wing windows aren't leaking. and your door strikes are lining up. So yeah, I mean, that was 102 miles a gallon right there. That's pretty impressive. This thing actually runs good. You just have to run it harder.
Stay up in the power bay?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, you gotta shift higher up, because if it starts to turn on around like 9,000, and then it's not like, oh my god, VTEC's kicked in, right? But it wants to. It's probably like your car.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I've kind of gone over the whole bike, rode it a bit. It's awesome. This bike would really shine. I would say if you live out in the country like me, where it's half an hour every way doing 50 miles an hour, 55, probably not the best bike. But if you live in the town, city, camping, whatever, you know, if you're doing a bunch of riding that's not gonna constantly be 60 mile an hour traffic, I think you'd be pretty good. It's gonna be the same as the XR. This is better, a lot better. I haven't had to spend a lot of time with it yet. I'm looking to take it up to the woods pretty soon here. What we have on the list so far, and this is where I want you guys to comment what you want to see, is the full exhaust system, stainless top to bottom, and then also possibly just a slip-on. The full system will land right around
350, 390 bucks, somewhere in there, which I think is healthy because the Yoshi, I think again is, you're talking, I think $600 or something, I believe, for just a slip on. I don't recall, but fender eliminator for the back. That section is so large and bulky, and it's very integrated into the back of the bike. It's not going to be a simple task, but fender eliminator, I think, just to help clean the look of the bike up. The back taillight is really big. It almost looks too big for the bike. And then lowering link. Some people complain about the height of this versus the XR. This is about, I think, around 2 inches taller. So that just requires those metal links to be changed out, which we're going to make those as well. They are available in other countries, but to get them here said and done for those 2 pieces of steel, it's like $150 to $200, where I think we could sell a really nice kit, anodized, or just a high quality kit for probably around $100, which is going to be pretty cost effective. We're going to make CNC pegs. These pegs are tiny. They're really small. So this is a situation where size does matter. We want to have a larger peg. We're probably gonna do a shifter. We already ordered a big bore kit and a cam to kind of see how that does. It's not gonna be for everybody because again, you're gonna be, you know, $600 to $1,000 by the time you do that. But I think if you did a pipe, big bore cam tuner, and again, it's all good quality stuff, this bike will be a totally different bike, more high revving, more high strung. I think we're gonna do levers, and then one of the biggest things is this charcoal canister. I think it's a charcoal canister there. That thing needs to get relocated because that's gonna get busted off quick. I believe a lot of it can just be removed and deleted, but we're gonna spend our time, trace all lines down, see what they do, see if we need to have breathers or filters for certain areas. What else we have? Possibly aftermarket levers, a tuner. We're working on a company with a tuner as well. There's nothing available, but we're looking at that. Drop-in air filter, potentially sprockets. So just kind of your basic bolt-on stuff. But this is what's really cool about this bike is I think this is the type of quality where it's okay to spend $2,000 on, $1,500 on it. I think it's good for that because you're already starting with such a high quality bike and something that's built so well. If you want to pick up a KLX 230 or 300, they're a new one, right? The new one is like $6,000 to $9,000 for that realm. You want a CRF 230L, CRF 250. Any of those bikes they're going to be like double the price of this, and some of those don't have fuel gauges. So if you drop $1,000 or $1,500 in this, you're still going to be less money than a brand new bike, and this is going to be a lightweight ripper. Also looking forward to getting a different pipe on here because it has a cat and the muffler looks really heavy. So these bikes are kind of heavy. If we can drop another 5 to 10 pounds, that will make a big difference. But overall, I didn't anticipate liking the bike. It didn't really make sense to me on paper, the weight, the horsepower. Riding it is a different story. Again, like I live further out in the country. I would probably get run over by a truck with cows in the back of it if I pulled out into traffic on this. So you got to kind of be a little bit prepared for that. But again, you're going to be used to that when it comes to the XR and other small bikes. But chain adjusters too. But we're gonna start little. Probably the exhaust is gonna be first. We're gonna do a skid plate, fender eliminator. So comment below what you want to see, what you want to see us bring in, any other type of comparisons you want to see. It doesn't really make sense now to compare this to our XR as far as side by side, because the XR has a 222 cc kit on it, and it would eat this thing up as far as horsepower goes. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Like always, also Bridge City Bash is happening June 5th and 6th here coming up. Make sure you download the app for any notifications. Follow us on Instagram. That's where we're going to be doing a lot of our videos and stuff. And again, please post down below what you guys want to see. Thank you.
Everything further, please stay on the line.
What?
Thank you so much for holding on the line. This is Samuel, and how are you doing today, doing so far?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Who was the girl that called? She sounded cute.
Sir, I'm here to help you to get some compensation amount for your car accident. So your accident happened this year, or it happened last year?
It was last year it happened, yeah.
In this case, we can definitely help you to provide your free legal compensation money. So you was a driver or you was a passenger at the time?
I was a driver and got rear-ended by a Oscar Mayer Wiener hot dog truck. So.
Okay, sorry. And
Yeah.
you got compensation money for your self-injuries or not yet?
No, I didn't get any yet. I didn't know I was gonna get any money. So
Do you have a lawyer for your case or not yet?
no, I don't have a lawyer. Are you gonna help me?
Yep.
Great.
Sir, and you injured in that accident, do you have any minor pains like back, shoulder, neck, or lower back pain?
I'd say yeah, a little bit in my lower back and my neck.
And you're receiving a continuously medical treatment for that, am I correct?
Yeah.
When did you last time you got your regular doctor for treatment, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or a month ago?
About 2 weeks ago, saw my chiropractor to get an adjustment.
And how old are you? May I have your age?
52.
52. And what's the name I put in the claim? May I have your first and last name?
Yeah, you ready? Jack. Jaque. And
Okay.
it's Mehoff. Mehoff. So it's Jack Mehoff. he knew better. He's like, I heard that one before.